shrimp stuffed flounder. Sounds fancy, right? It's actually very easy to make. All you need is some simple ingredients, cutting board, got some great sides, some roasted potatoes and asparagus. You'll love it. I'm gonna show you how to make it today, and you're gonna wanna make it all the time. Here we go. Simple ingredients, just like I said, and an even simpler process. So as you can see here, we have a pan with olive oil and butter that we're sauteing our shrimp in. Once they're sauteed, what we're going to do is pull them off and mix them with all our veg. It's multiple colors of bell peppers, lemon, onion, garlic, and shallot. As you can see here, I'm now adding a splash, probably a 2 to 3 second pour of white wine. This was Sauvignon Blanc, but you can use any white wine that you prefer. Of course, don't forget to season with salt and pepper. Now, we're not concerned with cooking these all the way through because we're going to bake these in the oven as part of our stuffing. So it doesn't really matter if you cook these to completion because you're not going to be eating raw shrimp at the end of the day. But what we're going to do is when we pull these off, we're going to chop them into very small pieces and combine them with our other ingredients. As you can see here, I also have some tricolor potatoes, which I seasoned with olive oil, salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and dried rosemary. And this simply gets baked in a 400-degree oven for 40 to 45 minutes. Make sure you mix well to combine. You can use any color potatoes you want. I used tricolor today, but you can go all red, all white, purple, whatever colors that you want. Make sure you check on them every 10 or so minutes and make sure that you're agitating them so that they don't stick, but you want to get them nice and crispy. So you can see I've started to flip the shrimp, which again, you don't necessarily have to do. You can agitate them in the pan because we're not necessarily cooking through to completion, but it gives an opportunity for both sides to cook evenly as well as provide seasoning to both sides. So you can flip them or agitate the pan. Either or is acceptable, but just make sure that you are attentive and don't overcook your shrimp. Because again, we'll be cooking them in the oven and they can easily become overdone. Now, as I mentioned, we're mixing everything together. We've added our small pieces of shrimp and all our veg. Now comes the most important part. We're going to add a ton of these Italian breadcrumbs. This is Progresso, but you can really use any brand you like. Just don't use panko. Panko doesn't really work for this. You want Italian. We'll also add the classic fish seasoning, Old Bay, and we'll add some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Don't use the bag stuff. It just doesn't melt quite right. You want freshly grated cheese here. Don't be shy with this. We're going to mix well to combine till it kind of becomes a clumpy consistency, sort of like that of wet sand. So this might take a minute, but just keep working it until it's all thoroughly combined. Now that we've finished mixing it, we can add it to our flounder. We've got 2 flounder fillets here, defrosted and dried. Of course, you can go catch flounder. They're a very common fish here in Florida, but they're catchable all throughout the East Coast, basically from Texas to New York in one form or another. And what you're going to do is sort of make a sandwich here. Don't be shy about your filling. Really pack it on there good. And once you've done that, add the other flounder as sort of a lid. You see we have 2 other fillets, and you're going to add more filling on top of that. Make sure you grease the bottom of this tray because when we do pull this off to plate, we want to make sure the fish doesn't stick. So add a little olive oil to the bottom of your tray to ensure easy extraction. So now after you've finished adding all of your filling, make sure you top with extra cheese because who doesn't love extra cheese on everything, right? So make sure you do that, and what you're going to do after this is park it in a 400-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until the fish flakes and is white and translucent. Now here we have our veggies. We're sauteing some asparagus, In a pan with butter and olive oil that we season with salt and pepper. We'll also add lemon juice, and in a second here, I'm about to go in with a 2 to 3 second glug of white wine. Again, this is Sauvignon Blanc, but you can use any white wine that you like. After we kind of mix this to combine and let the alcohol cook off, we're also going to be adding some shallot and garlic. And don't forget to also use a little red pepper flake for a little kick.